Today we're chilling things down. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, we thought we'd just give you guys a more relaxed vibe.
Yeah, we've realized that we're really tense,
Yeah.
and so we want to be more authentic. Starring your hosts, Ryan Rain and Noah Strikes, of Double Vision.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Double Envision from Double Vision.
Yeah. It's different.
They are different.
Oh, that's what we should do. We should do the Smithy lore episode.
The full dump? I thought we did, though.
No. Guys, what do you want to hear on Double Time? We have the next month planned out. We just planned it. But what do you guys want to hear?
We're still doing this part laying down? We're doing the whole thing laying down?
No.
Oh.
This is just the intro. We want to do what you guys want us to do. So,
That's what I'm saying.
if you want to leave some episode suggestions, interviews, activities, games, topics, music reviews in the comments, let us know. If you have any smaller artists that you like and you want us to check out their music on the show or even possibly interview them, let us know.
Double Time! Welcome back to Double Time, your favorite musical podcast with your two favorite musical boys, Ryan Rain and Noah Strikes. Jelly Deluxe in a few weeks now.
Deluxe.
2 extra tracks and some...
Two extra
Smithy
songs.
Oh, 2 extra songs, a
6
lot of extra tracks.
Yeah, a lot of extra tracks.
That we will probably talk about more in a couple weeks with the episode right before it drops.
The episode after the Lord episode.
Yeah.
So in the recent weeks, we've got some questions about how we do what we do, gear wise. Like what's our setup? What's our music setup?
Because we can't explain perfection when it comes to making hits.
Yeah, we can't explain how to make multi-platinum hits, but we can show you what we use to do it.
To make them.
Yeah. Anyway, we've shown you our camera setups multiple times in the past. You probably don't really care. You probably might not care about this either, but we're gonna do it.
But if you're watching this, you might make music.
Yeah, that's true.
The
DVDT podcast, Double Vision Double Time podcast. Demographic is probably the more niched Double Vision fans.
But if you want to know more about making music videos, I guess that is a process that we know a little bit about.
That's
so
true. Yeah,
let us know.
That'll be a different episode.
But for now,
yeah, we're just gonna be going over music gear right now.
as the resident writer for the Double Vision hits, there are 2 crucial things you need: a notebook and something to write in it with. I like pencil because then I can erase it. I think that it's very important to not type your ideas down. I don't know. I feel better when I'm actually like physically writing something down. Maybe that's just me. It makes me feel like it's more important. So I actually like care about what I'm doing. So pencil, paper, something to record your demos into because you're bad at producing and you don't know how, the things work, the softwares and such. Since I'm writing, I'm also playing guitar into my Blue Yeti microphone and recording demos into Audacity, the free recording software. And hey, let me tell you, it works.
Yeah.
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
Every single song that I have written for Double Vision, at least like original song, it has all been done through Audacity.
Yeah, and this is we're not saying like we've made songs in Audacity, but we've he's gotten his ideas down in Audacity.
In most demos.
Yeah,
are from
any
Audacity.
recording software just to record melodies and rhythms and stuff will work.
Because, at the end of the day, a demo is a demo. It's not going to be good. It's not supposed to be good. It's supposed to get your idea down.
Yeah.
And it works. Yeah, if you want some gear recommendations.
Your MIDI keyboard?
For the instruments that I use, I have an acoustic guitar. It's the one you've seen in a lot of videos, like Somewhere in the Snow. I have an acoustic electric guitar. That was my first one. I don't like using it because the strings are raised and it hurts my fingers. I don't think that one's been in any videos, but it's blue. And you can plug it in if you want to play acoustic through an amp. I don't think I've ever done that, but it's possible. I have a MIDI keyboard. It's an Alesis V49. I've had it for a couple of years now. You got the sustain plugged in. Okay. Yeah, that's what it looks like from the top.
Got the little launch pad on the side?
Yeah, it's got a little launch pad. It's got a lot of little knobs and levers on it. I really like it, even though I don't use it very often. I definitely don't use everything on it, at least now, because I'm very now just getting into what are they, DAWs or DAWs?
DAWs.
DAWs.
Guitars.
Yeah, I'm getting into some producing things. Getting into some FL Studio.
Yeah.
Trying to, just have something that can play a MIDI keyboard on it. And I mean, yeah, honestly, I just made my first demo in FL Studio.
It's actually good.
I'm basically a producer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I use FL Studio.
You're not like engineering stuff.
No, I'm just.
Yeah.
It's like I need to get the ideas down, and this
Yeah.
was a piano song, so I didn't want to play it on guitar because everything else I've done. If I made a demo in the past, it's been guitar, and it's like, it's hard to get the real vibe across if you're playing on an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I use the Alesis V49. I would definitely recommend it. It has velocity keys, so if you press them in harder, it does louder noise. It's got a little launch pad for if you do like percussion drum stuff, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
use it very often. Like I said, I have a Blue Yeti, the original.
Blue Yetis are good. We've I don't know if we've actually done final vocals with the Blue Yeti ever, but we've definitely
part of the bridge on Somewhere in the Snow is.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, Blue Yetis are good. Like if you have like good engineering knowledge and plugins and like, capability with your software, Blue Yetis are good for vocal mics.
Yeah, like they definitely work, and they're now that the new Yeti X is out, which might be better. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm looking off screen for the visual people because that's where it is. The Blue Yeti definitely works. Like it gets the job done.
Yeah. It's not like a crusty like
Yeah, it won't
tinny
sound like a
sounding-
webcam mic.
Yeah. Cuz I remember my first condenser mic was the Scarlett like condenser mic that comes in. You probably don't know what that is, but it's literally like a recording bundle that you can get on Amazon for like $150, and it's like the interface, an XLR cable that's like 2 feet long, and then the microphone, and it's probably like a $50 condenser mic, and it sounds so tinny and like harsh on the highs. It's like almost like whispery, and it sounds really gross. But the Blue Yeti is like really good actually.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
especially if you're just making demos, trust me, it works.
Yeah. Even just voice memos on your phone,
Yeah,
like just playing into your phone.
because we have used voice memos in actual songs.
Yeah, the intro, fa la la, my little
Yeah,
Yeah, that's on my iPhone. Some of the electric harmonies were on my iPhone. I don't know if my little riff in Night Goes On was on my iPhone. The whoa, that thing.
Of course.
I don't know if that was on my iPhone, but it very well could have been.
So I don't know if I'd
Yeah.
recommend using your iPhone for all of your vocals.
Yeah, lead vocals probably not, but definitely for like backing stuff and like stereo spread
yeah.
harmonies, you can get it done.
But yeah, like as the writer, that's like my tools. I've got my instruments. I've got a little bit of recording stuff, and that's like all I need. So let's go over to the real stuff that's actually important.
So for my tracking setup is a Rode NT1 condenser mic. Costs about $300. So
Ooh.
mid-range condenser mic. It's no Neumann U87. I think that's the right. I don't know. That's like a $5,000 microphone.
I'm out.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. It's no Sony like crazy condenser mic. It's just, it's Rode. Like Rode is really good. I have that obviously running to an XLR, and then it runs to the M Audio Air 192.4, which is the current interface we're using to record this. It has one XLR input, and then a guitar like 1/8 inch input as well. And what we did for this was just we got a male XLR to male 1/8 inch, and then this like mic is going through the guitar input right now technically, but it works like for an audio input.
So yeah, you can use two mics on it.
Yeah.
If that's something you were wondering about.
Yeah. Because a lot of people will look for like the two XLR input interfaces, and they can cost a little bit more. But this one, I think it was like 125, 130, which is like pretty good for a two input interface. It has volume control for headphones. It has both input gain controls. It has a master like big knob in the middle. If you have big monitors plugged in, you can control the whole thing. And it has a headphone input, and it has phantom power, so you can run higher power microphones like a Neumann U87. But I don't think the Rode NT1 needs that. It might, but I don't think it does. But some of the nicer condenser mics need what's called phantom power, which just means more power going to the microphone, so it can actually pick up sound and not have like gain issues. And then I have that running into my iMac, which is like the desktop computer setup from Apple. It's a 7-year-old computer, so it's starting to get up there in the terms of age, but it has an i5 processor. It's like it's not the greatest computer, but it can run everything that I needed to run. It's the only computer I have that can run all my stuff on Logic because my laptop is really bad. So I rely on that computer a lot, and it's a good computer, and it does everything I need to do. And I use Logic Pro 10 for my DAW. That is my workstation of choice. I can produce in there, engineer in there, master. It does it all. It's not like FL where it's mostly used for beat making. Like, it can do everything else. My electronic drum set is a Alesis, I think it's called Mesh Nitro drum kit with the extension pack. I have the extra tom and extra cymbal, so I can, do more stuff with that. That is a MIDI drum set, so I can plug it right into the iMac and then drum right into the computer and drum into Logic, which is how I do all my drum covers. It has like built-in controls, but I really just use it through Logic. I have a Fender Strat guitar, black electric guitar. I don't know the brand of it, but I have my stepdad's old acoustic electric guitar, and it actually sounds really good. Like, I love that guitar's tone. I have yet to use it on a project because I don't really play much guitar. But
I know someone who does.
Yeah, but I could hand it over to Ryan and we could get some nice tones. And it sounds pretty good when it's plugged in on an electric amp. So I have that, and then I have a Casio. I forget the actual, or not Casio. Yeah, it's a Casio 84 or 82, 80 something. I think it's an 80 something key MIDI keyboard, but it's also like its own piano. Like it has samples built into it. So you don't need to plug it into like a DAW like Ryan's does. Ryan's is just like a MIDI keyboard, but mine's like an actual piano. It can record into itself, so you can like hit the record button and then it will play whatever you played back to you.
Guys, we're about to go under COVID restrictions again. While he's recovering, I forgot to mention, my acoustic guitar is Keith Urban. My acoustic electric is Randy Jackson. They are both, I think, over 5 years old, easily over 5 years old. Yeah. They are not sold in stores anymore. They're much newer options and probably much cheaper options for the same quality at this point.
Yeah, all of my gear is over 5 years old, except for the mic and interface. All of my gear is over 5, and my drums. But that's...
Yeah, let's say this again. We said this last episode. We are very grateful for what we have. We're not trying to sound like, oh, we got all this stuff that we can use that everyone doesn't have.
Flex on you. We're just simply providing knowledge, and we've gotten this over the past 10 years.
Yeah, like
it's not like we were just running it up on the card.
Yeah, with how old all of our stuff is, like it's a collection that we've gotten over a lot of time.
Let's also be clear: if any one piece of our gear were to break, we would have an issue.
Yeah,
like we would have an issue.
It's not like
I can't just buy a new iMac right now.
But with that, you don't need all of this gear.
Yeah. This is purely just our process and how we make things happen, because people have been asking for things like studio tours and gear setups, which we will do. I'd like to do an updated studio tour, mostly because I moved houses. Oh, yeah. A Casio, I forget the model name, but it's really old. I got it when I was 6.
Classic.
And it still works like brand new.
Does it?
Yeah.
That plug that you don't touch the plug.
Well, yeah, okay. So there's the power port is a little sketchy. Although I did bump it yesterday when I moved it, and it worked. It still works fine. So I don't know.
Scared.
I'm not going to take the risk and actually unplug it, but I don't think it's as sensitive as I thought it was. The only thing is you can't unplug the power cord from my keyboard, or else it might not work anymore. That has a sustain pedal too, so that's nice for like when I'm actually playing keys, which is also not very often. I only play drums, man. I'm a drummer.
I'm the talented one.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn more melodic instruments, but I got the rhythm. That's all I got. Anyway.
But yeah, with all the stuff we're saying, don't take it as you need all of this to make music.
Yeah, you don't.
Like even the stuff we have, a lot of it is like the budget option. Like there's an Alesis MIDI keyboard that has more keys and more functionality.
Yeah.
I use Audacity. That's a free recording software for the demos.
This interface is pretty cheap. A lot of people go right to the Apollo Twin, which is like a $600 interface, which is like crazy. You don't need that.
Yeah, like there's a lot of good options. I don't know I know Ableton has like a light version I think is free. I know Ableton is, I've heard it's rough.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still an option. It's not impossible to get into it if you don't have like the budget for it.
Yeah. If you have an Apple computer, Logic is a $200 one-time fee. That's, it sounds like a lot, but it's nice because it's not recurring. It's not like you have to like buy a bunch of stuff within the software to like do more. Like you can, obviously, but like you have thousands maybe even tens of thousands of like stock instruments in there that you can work with and make cool stuff with. So you don't need all of this, but this is purely just like knowledge for you guys and like how we do things.
Like we said in the last episode, all the stuff we have is for convenience,
yeah,
not for like
necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, my mixing arsenal consists of mostly Waves plugins, some free random plugins that are like hidden gems, Melodyne,
This guy.
which is the vocal tuning software that is like goated and everyone should know about. It's not autotune. I do not have autotune. So we are
Until
not,
we do our Nightcore? No,
Yeah,
not Nightcore.
our
Hyperpop.
our hyperpop album.
Our
We're not
hyperpop
doing
album.
hyperpop. We'll see.
You'll quote us on this.
It's on the table. Yeah, I don't have auto-tune or really anything super like robotic like that. I do all my tuning manually. I don't just like choose the key that the song is and then let it go over, because we tried that with Euphoria and no.
Did you?
Yeah.
You did that with Euphoria?
Yeah. Dude, I didn't have manual
I did
tuning.
not
That's
know
why
about
it
that.
sounds so
That's
bad.
really funny, actually. Can we get a clip of that?
I also just couldn't sing. The algorithm of Melodyne is insane. Like, it's such a powerful tool. It's very expensive, but
It's true.
Our-
Oh, we can't say that.
we can't say that.
We have a friend who was able to find a version of Melodyne that
Yeah.
was of no cost, and I don't believe we can look into it.
Yeah, we can't disclose
Can't
how
disclose
or
who,
where
how,
or
where,
when.
when. Look into it. It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
At least for
I
FL Studio. I don't know if
Yeah.
it like goes across all platforms, but on a PC using FL Studio, it works.
Yes, I think Logic is more secure. I don't think it's as easy to get cracked plugins on Logic.
Nor do we condone that.
Yeah,
I think you
I
should, you
haven't-
should pay for everything you
yeah,
get.
I haven't gotten any cracked plugins, mostly because I'm scared of viruses. Because that's like a big thing. Like, I've heard horror stories of like people getting cracked plugins and then making this crazy like song, and then the project file just gets wiped.
Yeah, so legally speaking and safety speaking, buy everything you're going to use.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
With
there are options
plugins.
out there. There are options out there.
yeah. Get Wavestune. Wavestune is like $70, and it has like, I think, manual tuning. I'm not really sure. It's definitely cheaper than the actual Antares Auto-Tune plugin. Oh yeah, my Rode microphone, I have that on a stand that Lord gave me. Shout out Lord. These two microphones are the Shure SM58. They are like your standard live performing microphones. Like, literally every venue will have these. You can use these as hammers. They are indestructible. I've literally heard stories of people using like this as hammers on like stages, and the mic is fine. Like, these are literally indestructible. And we use these for Mistletoe Love, hence why the vocals sound really low quality. Like, they're not great for studio vocals. They're great for live stuff and like talking, but singing, they're very just like a dark sounding microphone. You'd need a lot of like lifting on the highs to make it sound as bright as a condenser mic. So that's why we're not using that anymore.
Listen for yourself. Mistletoe Love. Compare that to Jelly.
Yeah,
By
like,
Double Vision.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, see what you think sounds better.
yeah.
Stream both.
So yeah, we don't really use these much for music anymore. We'll probably use them for the live videos that we do for Jelly, just because they're made for live and like performing. They're dynamic, so like the further I get, the quieter I am. The further I get, the quieter I am. It's not really like that with condenser mics. There's a whole episode we could do about microphones, but yeah,
Sound.
yeah,
Sound waves.
Yeah. So these are now like just like the podcast mics, basically.
Yeah, let's say this for the third time. We are thankful to have everything we have,
Yes.
but also you do not need everything.
Yes.
that we
Thank you, family, for buying some
Yeah.
of my stuff.
Thank you that we were still children and we got Christmas presents from
I got piano for birthday because I wanted to play piano.
Wow. But yeah, like if you're using one of like a DAW, like you don't even need a MIDI keyboard if you want to play a keyboard. Like it's all convenience.
Yeah, if you have a keyboard on your like computer or like a USB keyboard, there's keyboard playing. Like, you can play the notes on the keyboard. You don't need a MIDI keyboard.
Like,
It's-
even when I was doing my first demo in FL Studio, I used my MIDI keyboard for like seeing what things sounded like, but I wasn't actually like playing live into it
Yeah.
to record the demo. I was still doing note by note because it's just honestly it's kind of more convenient depending on like how complex your thing is.
Yeah, and if you're like me, because a lot of the time I'll Like, I don't know music theory at all. Like, I don't know chords. Like, I literally don't know chords. I know, like, C major, like C, E, G. So a lot of the times if I hear a chord in my head that I know works, I'll sound it out in my head, like, note by note, and then I'll click each note in to make a chord. And if it sounds right, then I keep it.
And as someone who doesn't know music theory either but knows chords, I don't do that.
Yeah.
And I play it on a piano, and then I do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would just play it all at once if I knew the notes. But because I'm weird and I can hear each note in a chord, I can sound it out, sort of. That's like sound it out and then click each note in, and then it makes a chord.
If you guys are ever jealous, we do have an album for you.
Yeah.
It's called Jelly by Double Vision. It released like a week and a half ago. You should stream it on all platforms. Jelly by Double Vision. Jelly ! By Double Vision.
Guys, tune in next week for the Lord Childs interview.
Who's Lord Childs? Lord Childs is our honorary featuring artist.
Lord Childs will be the first interview on Double Time. Yeah, we're going to talk about his upcoming album that he is currently working on and trying to finish up for you guys.
We're going to be talking about Adapt, probably.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the new remastered Adapt that we need to start talking about more, because Lord and I are redoing Adapt this summer, and it's going to be cool and hopefully sound good. We haven't done it yet, so I can't verify. But he'll be on the show next week. We're going to talk about his new album, talk about Left on Red, because, as you know, he's Lord Childs from the hit single Left on Red.
That blew up on TikTok in 2021.
Yes. 20K streams, hit it last week. Congrats to the man. We're going to have him on. And it should be fun. If you would like to be interviewed on Double Time, virtually, actually only virtually.
Only virtually. You will not be allowed into my house.
Yeah. But yeah, next week, Lord will be on the show in person.
Sitting right between us. And finally, once again at the end of every episode, we talk about our upcoming everything. My EP stuff, now I think it's an album. We're still working on it. I'll get back to you. A lot of stuff happening with personal music. And the rest of the year is booked. Yeah. Everything is updated. The rest of the year is booked with Double Vision.
Yeah.
So
Sunday night we did our calendar revamp after the whole COVID hiatus, and we added more stuff to do for the list for the year. So it is packed.
Get ready for a Double Vision 2022.
Yes.
And future past that. We got a lot of stuff in the works.
With that being said, this has been
Ryan
Rain and Noah
He's been
Strikes.
Noah Strikes, and I've been Ryan Rain from Double Vision. And this has been
Double Time!